positive cultural change to me means that we go back to the beauty that the deen was supposed to be, instead of the harshness or lack of the lack of connection many of us have experienced learning the deen. Positive cultural change to me means that I'm not me being Muslim is not disconnected from me being a woman or an employee or a businesswoman or a mother. It's one, it's everything that I am, and this is what it looks like. And I feel like the programming here does that. In that, if I just speak about for me, not before even the community, there is the incubation that was helping me as a community leader how to design or how to create a nonprofit that is sustainable. On Wednesdays there was a toddler class for my daughter that I could bring her, and she loved it. She enjoyed it so much. Then there's the Sunday halaqas that I could come and get my weekly reminders, right? Then there is the story time every month that my son looks forward to. There is the social gatherings with women. There is the hadith class that was offered, for the 40-40 Nawawi, where we were here seeking knowledge. So there was a little bit of everything for the whole community, but for me specifically as Kaltun, I felt like I started calling this place home, and it was shaping every part of my life. Honestly, I've known Anse Tamara Gray for a while now, and I always say this was Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala answered this dua that I had of wanting to have a role model, somebody who could be a mentor to me, a teacher to me, not just from a distance, but someone I could be around. So I feel like I've benefited from Anse Tamara Gray in that way. But also, I remember one day I wasn't supposed to be at halaqa, and Anse was speaking about a dua where the Prophet ﷺ said, "At'im at-ta'am," right? Feed others. And it's just the way she commented on it, and the story she gave about a woman whose house was open, and so many people would eat at her house. For a long time, I really struggled with cooking at home and cooking for my family, and it was just a struggle for me, right? But ever since that tiny bit that I heard, things have gotten much easier for me in the kitchen. I don't think I was coming here thinking I'm going to get help with kitchen. And you know what I mean? But it's just that's the power of the way Anse teaches, is that she makes it so relatable. I feel like in just 1 year, this space has grown so much. And I expect it to grow even more. And InshaAllah will grow even bigger than that. But really what I'm hoping is that there'll be a lot more classes. I'm somebody that cares a lot about education, and that's what Rabata is all about. Education, creative educational experiences. And I'm hoping that it could be something that can extend to children, something that can extend to a wider part of our community. So the mission of Hikmah Academy is nurturing the faith and well-being of the community. And since I've started it, I've been teaching tafsir classes. This year I've been really lucky to have the space here. And my limit was at 30 because the space was limited to 32, but we ended up having close to 40 people sign up, and I had to close registration and say we can't do anymore. Alhamdulillah, this space was available for me to use, and I know that if we grew, our missions and our visions are so close that I invite people to come to Hikmah Academy classes, but I also know that many of my students, when they come here, they're also coming to the halaqa. They're also taking the classes that are being offered at Rabata. They're bringing their families, they're buying books. So I feel like I'm inviting them not just to attend a Hikmah Academy class, I'm inviting them to be part of a bigger community here. And that's the blessing. That's the blessing that I feel like it makes me come to Rabata at ease. Whereas before I used to think about, oh my God, printing, oh my God, the TV, oh my God, this. And now I feel like I just come and everything is prepared and ready, and I just go and I do what I know how to do best, which is teaching, right? So I feel like in the presence of the place that's how it has helped me. And also, like with, I think I've mentioned before, the incubation was so powerful for the vision of Hikmah Academy. Just learning what I need to do to get us to a place where we're sustainable nonprofit, that was extremely valuable knowledge for me. I used to be very hasty about, like not hasty, very uncertain about what is it that we're doing, who we're doing it with, why are we doing it. I feel like with the help of the incubation and, you know, having conversations with Anse Dr, like I'm clear. I know exactly where we're going and what we want to do. And I also know like what parts of the other community organizations that are doing what they are doing, and they're doing it really well, and like what makes what Hikmah Academy is doing unique, right? So in that sense, like now when people used to tell me like, what are you guys doing and how can we help? I didn't know what to say. Now I'm very, like, I know where we're going. I know what we're doing. And it was specifically powerful for me because before the incubation, I did a lot of business coaching programs. And I never felt at home. Whereas the incubation and Anse Tamara Gray and doing it, it brought the community, it brought da'wah, it brought, you know, like leadership, where, you know, the prophetic model is an example. So it felt complete. When I think about why should Rabata grow here, I think about, I live here, I know the community here, right? How so many of us are feeling isolated, and lacking a place where we feel like we're spiritually growing. In our deen, we're growing, we're learning. We have a community where we can practice. We have access to a female sheikha that can answer questions, that can teach, that can not just do that, but like be a companion, you know, because she's here, she's sitting with us, she's eating with us, she's talking to us. So there's more than just attending a class. There's that suhbah, there's that companionship with a teacher, and a community of like-minded people who come here because they want to grow, they want to increase themselves in knowledge and build sisterhood around it, right? And Minnesota is really lacking. Like I can't tell you of many places where you could, there are events, but a specific place where you could go and find that's Rabata Cultural Center for me, and for many women. It's that, you know, 7 days a week you could count on, you can expect to have a part of what you want met here. You know, I'm so happy to be part of this community and live so close to it. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grow it, and I feel like we'll grow. I have no doubt that this place and the next door, that will soon need a bigger space because the community needs it. The community is benefiting, and they're seeing that a void is being filled.